So we take a look at our stepladder. Liz Johnson defeats Kelly Kulick. Then Liz Johnson defeats New Wei Fenn despite a foul in the 10th frame. Liz moves on. Take on Shayna Ong. And now for that trophy right there is Liz Johnson and Shannon Pluhowski. Liz, a 4-time U.S. Open champion. Shannon looking for her first U.S. Open title, but she does have 2 majors to her credit. We're going to get a look at the best of the 13 left-handers that made it to this event after we see Liz Johnson, who was the 4-time champion, won in 2015 and 2013.
The way Liz is playing the lanes right now is the way she started to play them earlier in the week. Some girls did try to play that 9, 10, 11 area, not so far deep, but it didn't hold up very long. In regards to Shannon Pluhowski, one of the best left-handers. Huge fan. Shannon works really hard on her game. She's always been such a natural talent. And to her credit, she was the only left-hander in the field to make the top 24 and played in the entire week.
And she said either oh no or go, go, and that's a tough start for Shannon. Well, she was talking to her yesterday. She said, I don't usually play that way. That's not her way, but she had to do it.
Well, that's what the pattern called for, and she adapted to it, which is why she is as good as she is. She didn't like that shot. She said, oh no, but it actually was not a really bad shot, just a bad break, and that's really what you had to tell yourself. Probably missed a little left of her target first shot. We'll see if she makes the adjustment.
You mentioned it. She is a gifted bowler and incredibly successful. She'll be with Team USA at the Pan American Bowling Confederation Adult Championships in Colombia. This is her 4th TV show this season and is 17th at the Queens this year. But her record around the world, her Team USA record, is phenomenal. She's
a great team member. I had the pleasure of bowling with her for a few years, and just a great team member.
And she's searching. Now, let's ask. She's the first lefty. She's got everything fresh on her side. How much of an advantage or disadvantage is that?
It's going to either be an advantage or a disadvantage, and it really is. And I know that sounds kind of like really a bad answer, but it either is going to be what you want it to be and you can produce and repeat to be successful, or you're going to fish a little bit because there's been nobody on your side, so there hasn't been the breakdown, there hasn't been a transition, there isn't a defined area to play.
She calmly handles that spare, knowing that she just can't let Liz Johnson run away, and that's what Liz did in the first match with Kelly Kulick. Kelly was struggling to find a shot, and Liz was pretty clean. And third game, the game we just finished, and we see Liz, and that, by the way, that's an amazing average. This is a pair that no one played on until today, and a very tough pattern. Four pin's going to be a little stiff that time.
Liz, another good shot, moved a little bit more into the track area, 4-pin, great shot. She'll make the spare. She may move maybe one board, or like I keep saying, and I said I was going to repeat some things during this telecast. What does Liz do best? Increase her ball speed, so she doesn't have to move on the lane.
19 titles, 7 majors, 4 U.S. Opens, Liz Johnson. That's good. 7-pin was a little late, but it took the punishment as well. The U.S. Open Bowling Tournament will take place at South Point Bowling Plaza in Las Vegas, Nevada, November 3 through 9. For more information on how to take part in one of bowling's most prestigious events, visit bowl.com/US Open. Great setup at South Point. That'll be an amazing event.
One thing I want to say about Shannon Plowski this week, she qualified 24th, as we said in the Open. I mean, think about that. 24th.
She barely, and she said barely I made it too.
She bowled to the left of me for the 8 games in that morning before the cut to the 24, and I'm going to tell you, her reaction was not the greatest, and she grinded and grinded and grinded and held on there and made the cut and is now leader of this tournament. That right there is a testament to how good of a bowler she is.
She had a great day yesterday to get to that #1 position, obviously. She spoke with us earlier about the international influence on the tour right now.
Than last year. The fields are bigger, and then with the international girls coming over, it makes our field stronger. We have a lot of great U.S. players, but with college and stuff, there's so many other things going on. They can't all bowl week in and week out, so the 4 weeks that the international people come over, those fields are bigger and stronger and obviously more challenging, but that's part of it.
Speaking of college, Shannon was a star at Nebraska. Tremendous program there. Equipment change, and she goes through the nose. That messenger will never get there. So I get the sense that she's searching. The problem, Carolyn, is this is the last game of the day.
Well, and you only have 10 frames, and it's funny. Everybody thinks it's, games are so long. Well, 10 frames is just not that many, and of course you're on a TV show, and 2 or 3 go by really quickly.
Well, talking to players, and of course Shannon's been on TV a lot, so has Liz, so have you when you bowled. The people who get on television for the first time always say the same thing. Boy, that was fast. I can't believe how quickly that went over. I'm finished, if they don't win. And that's, these two, of course, don't have that reaction because of their extensive experience. I mean, you see Liz here and Shannon have both been championship rounds a lot this year and throughout their careers. That crossed over. I tell you, Liz flirting with disaster there with a 3-6-10. And she gets away with one.
Liz hit about 12-13 at the arrows on that shot. Definitely a little bit left. 3-6-10. We've seen that before.
And she got a late kick on that 10-pin and was able to get it. That was nearly a disaster.
Gets a little help from the pin off the wall.
Any player who converts a 7-10 split on our CBS Sports Network Finals will receive a $100,000 bonus. That's courtesy of Ultimate Bowling Products. Oh, and a wraparound 10.
Right now, all Liz is concentrating on is making good shots and hitting that pocket just like she did all week. Ball cuts right through the middle, wraps right around that 10. That was a great shot. She kept it really direct in front of her. Again, she has created the look that she likes. Started a little bit further right of the track. Just inched her way into the track area. That's where she started this tournament. And you can see her reaction when she does throw a good shot and doesn't miss a little left. She has what she's looking for. In talking with Rob Gottschall, who is the Ebonite ball rep, he says, Shannon, this ball is the ball that Shannon drilled, I believe, on Thursday or Friday. I think it was on Thursday. And she is going to make a move further right on the lane.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Kelly Kulick told me today the truck carried 160 balls.
Exactly. I mean, there was a lot of balls drilled this week.
Gotta hurry.
I actually thought that was a much better shot. She did exactly what she wanted to do. She was really free with it, got it a little bit left, and just didn't quite make it up the hill. A little bit of a tough spare on this condition, but she's a great spare shooter, and she's a great shot maker.
Oh boy. She knew it too. She called for that ball to hook. She knew that that was not her best effort on that one. So another open frame, first and fifth frame she has left open. That one could really hurt. She was within arm's reach of Liz, and you see how narrowly the ball missing that 9-pin.
Yeah, ball just deflected off. Very unlike Shannon. She's, like I said, she's a very good spare shooter. She'll regroup.
Now all of a sudden 27 though.
She has a very good mental game.
And she's going deep into the bag and breaks up a split there. She brings out another bowling ball.
Deep into the bag. Oh, I like that, Dave. Deep into the bag.
Free of charge.
Well, there's plenty of them to go around.
I was going to say, yes. Shannon is bringing out the entire arsenal, whatever it takes. That was the thing when I talked to the ladies yesterday. I must have heard whatever it takes 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
So Shannon Pluhowski still searching for her first strike. The problem is she's running out of frames, and she's up against one of the greatest in the game today, Liz Johnson, who is so close to another U.S. Open title. And that score says it all. Shannon Pluhowski yet to strike through 6 frames. Liz Johnson clean through 5 with a 27-pin lead in the championship match here for the U.S. Women's Open. $20,000 to the winner, a beautiful trophy, and a green jacket. And when Tennille Milligan, who's in charge of the event, was asking the ladies this morning, well, what sizes for the jackets? Liz is very quick with her answer. She knows. She has it memorized.
I have this in the past.
I have 4 of these, and I might have a 5th when I leave Addison, Illinois. Especially if you can throw it like that. And Liz now closing in. She senses that the door has been left more than open.
Well, she had a little chit-chat with Jim Callahan and Del Ballard, the Storm Tour reps, during the commercial break. I do think they were talking about that right lane. I think it started to hook a little bit on her, and she just, as you can see, don't think she made a move, pitched it a little bit, increased that ball speed a little. Like I said, the simplest things this week, so you didn't have to move around too quick.
Look out. She gets it, and then that's all right. She'll be happy with that 9-pin, I think, after that shot went just a little bit through the face. She looks unhappy, but should be happy with the result. A very makeable spare for her.
Absolutely. Got the break, tripping out that 4. And, you know, you saw a lot of that this week. When your ball went high, the 4-6-7 was a split that a lot of the bowlers left. The 4-9, you didn't see many 7-10s. It was hard hits. It was 4-9s. Like I said, the 4-6-7, the big 4. Those were the splits that you saw a lot of.
Shannon Pluhowski has just been searching. The big question was, I don't think the waiting bothered her. The issue was going to be how she handled having basically half of the bowling lanes to herself. She just walked away from that one. I don't think she just now turned to look at the result. Let's check in with Kim Adler.
So I spoke with Rob Kochal, the Hammer representative for her, on the break, and they were talking about off to the side how her nerves seem to have bothered her a little bit at the first beginning, and that always sets the tone for a good game versus a bad game. And she's kind of going through the equipment, whether or not she matches up, but the consensus is her nerves are a little up there, and that may be affecting her shot quality.
Well, you saw there just honestly not a poor effort on that spare.
It is. I like I said, I've had the pleasure of, I knew Shannon when she was, well, she's in her 30s now, but
yeah.
I was going to say a youngin', right? And I also bowled with her on Team USA. She is one of the best quality shot makers I've ever seen under pressure. But this is a little different. This is the U.S. Open. This is a professional title. It's a little bit different than, competing with the team. So, she probably did put a little more pressure on herself than maybe just a normal event. And here's the thing. I think she's going to learn from this experience, which she always does, and she is going to be on TV again.
Oh,
she will be competing for a major championship again. She has had a phenomenal year. phenomenal.
Oh, listen, the summer is still going on, and there's still one
Absolutely.
more major left. So you're absolutely right about that.
Yes.
You know, the other thing we talked about him a few times, we wondered, since these were virgin lanes as far as this tournament goes, nobody bowled on them until today, how would the players handle it, and particularly for Shannon, because she didn't get a lot of time to practice while we were setting up for other matches. Liz has had a chance, as you said, to mold this thing the way she wanted it, and I think she's well on her way to yet another U.S. Open championship.
And one of the factors, there you go, I'm sorry, Dave.
No, for U.S. Women's Open, you see she already defeated a 3-time winner. She still has to do some work to catch Marion Ladwick. By the way, I'm not betting against Liz to do that. She's about to grab number 5.
Absolutely. And, you know, here's one of the other things, too. Here's a great, great tip for everybody watching the show today who is a female bowler. Liz never pretends to be something she isn't. She sticks to her game. She makes quality shots. She makes her spares, and that's what makes her great. I think this shot here sums it all up as to what she's feeling. You see a little emotion every now and then out of Liz, and she hooped that one.
Yeah, that was a big shout right there. Shannon, and it's just off the rails for her. Unfortunately, this has just not been her day. Everybody who knows her knows that she has had and will continue to have better days. And she was just talking about how family life, being a parent has changed everything for her over the last few years.
Oh, absolutely.
And how happy she is with that.
The other thing is, and I'm going to tell you, Shannon should take pride in a few things. She is the only left-hander that made that top 24 this week. She is the only left-hander that has bowled extremely well. Andrew Ramirez has made a show, has bowled well. Christina Zerbinski has gotten close to making a show. She's actually mentored some of these younger bowlers to try to teach them how to be more versatile in their game and how to get to that next level. So, we'll see her again, and she will have a major championship in her bag again.
There's no question, and she already has some. There's Megan Kelly, Shannon's spouse, and their daughter is the hit of the tour.
Little Autumn.
Autumn gets a lot of love and a lot of attention.
Actually, her name for me is Autumn/Cutie Patootie, but that's just me.
Well, a hug from Autumn is probably what Shannon could use right about now. So Liz Johnson has done it. And again, there was no Open in 2014, so she has won the last 3 U.S. Women's Open. 2013, 2015 last year in New Jersey, and now here we are just outside Chicago. And Liz Johnson will take that trophy home. She might as well just hang on to it and bring it with her the next time when the event is. Time to finish like a champ. You see, get a little emotional there. I see a little. I think it's hit her. She's had to fight all the way through. She had to beat 2 rising stars. She had to beat a Hall of Famer, not officially, but will be in Kelly Kulick. And she's done it again. She is a champion. Yeah, baby, indeed, Liz. You celebrate that one. Another green jacket, another trophy for Liz Johnson, a remarkable champion. Her 8th major championship, and some of her best work has been recently. Queens in 2015, the Open in 2015, the Open in 2013. You know what? She was going to hug Shannon, but first she's going to hug the trophy. She knows where to find that trophy. 5 championships for Liz Johnson as a U.S. Women's Open champion. Incredible bowling. We'll be back. From the number 4 position, she goes all the way up the stepladder to defeat Shannon Pluhowski in the championship to win a 5th U.S. Open championship. And see that trophy and that jacket go to her collection. 19th title, you see Chad Murphy on the left, Executive Director of the USBC, Nancy Schenk, the President of the BPAA, and standing by with our champion as a champion in her own right, Carolyn Doran Ballard.
Liz, congratulations. You're absolutely magical on the lanes. Okay, different set of lanes. We didn't use these lanes during the week. What was your game plan? Because you play the lanes a little bit differently, but of course you are the magical Liz Johnson. That's my new name for you. What was your plan?
I just went in and actually went with something that I was going to use, play in an area that I played last night towards the end. And at the very end of practice, I went to a little stronger ball and moved a little further right just so I can create a little bit more hook, and it's just one of those mistakes that worked out.
I don't think it was a mistake. I think you're that good. Congratulations, Liz. You're awesome. Back to you, Dave.
Thank you very much. Congratulations to Liz Johnson, winner of the U.S. Women's Open. Be sure to join us this Tuesday, August 9th at 9 p.m. for the USBC Junior Gold Under 20 Championship. For my partners, Carolyn Doran Ballard and Kim Adler and our amazing CBS Sports Network crew, I'm Dave Lamont saying so long from the U.S. Women's Open Championship in association with the U.S. Bowling Congress. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Coming up next is the National Amateur Baseball Championship.